was that?
If your name's Peter Parker, it's probably the sound of your Uncle Ben dying cold and alone in the streets. If you're not familiar with Spider-Man lore, A, I don't know why you're here. B, like and subscribe. The death of Uncle Ben is a
canon event
crucial for teaching Peter Parker and Peter Parker equivalents responsibility, changing you from Spider-Boy to Spider-Man. There's been a lot of Uncle Ben deaths in various media over the years, so why not revel in their deaths and rank them, you dark, twisted souls. Number 10, the Uncle Bens from across the Spider-Verse. These Uncle Bens are more of a backdrop to explain the concept of a
canon event.
So I don't know, kinda lame to have your death relegated to exposition for a kid with the exaggerated swagger of a black teen. Whoa, wait. Not you though. That's a badass hat. If looks could kill. Wait, did this Peter's fashion choices kill his uncle?
This is a pretty hardcore origin story.
Number 9, Uncle Ben from the MCU's Home series. Full transparency, we don't actually see his death. We don't even know if he exists. It's heavily implied in Civil War that Peter was given some version of the "with great power must also come great responsibility" speech when he says,
Look, when you can do the things that I can, but you don't, and then the bad things happen, they happen because of you.
That's usually a speech reserved for Uncle Ben, but after the events of No Way Home, it seems like Uncle Ben's signature speech had been relegated to someone higher on this list. Also, in Far From Home, we see a suitcase with the initials BFP, Big Fucking Pickle. If you read the comics, you know that's Uncle Ben. So, is this guy such a deadbeat that nobody ever mentions him? Did he even die? Did he even exist? And is that a fate worse than death? I don't know. Pretty lame either way. Number 8. Spider-Man the Animated Series. This series forgoes the traditional origin story and opens with a Spider-Man already doing the things the Spider can, but we do get a glimpse of Uncle Ben's death in Season 1, Episode 5's The Menace of Mysterio. Basically, we get a flashback of Peter remembering the events leading up to Uncle Ben's death, which is fine, but when we get to the part where Uncle Ben croaks, we don't see it. No B&E, no brawl, no body, skips all the juicy bits. You're a bad storyteller, Peter. Number 7. The Amazing Spider-Man. This one, not great. Basically, this Uncle Ben gets shot trying to stop a guy who robbed a convenience store. Uncle Ben, like half an hour ago, just told Peter.
But your father lived by a philosophy, a principle, really. He believed that if you could do good things for other people, you had a moral obligation to do those things. That's what's at stake here. Not choice, responsibility.
So why are you trying to wrestle a man with a gun at least half your age, who, by the way, I don't even think Uncle Ben knew this guy robbed the convenience store. A gun just fell out of this guy's pocket. What good could you have done in this situation? How did you think it was going to play out? He could have just let the robber run by, and he would have survived to do good things like raising his nephew or not widowing his wife. Have you never seen The Incredibles?
I am your wife. I'm the greatest good you are ever gonna get.
It's a stupid scenario for him to die. The music's pretty cool, though. Number 6. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the video game. Pretty much the same as the last one, but we don't see Uncle Ben living out and then subsequently dying for his hero fantasy. Marginally better. Number 5. Insomniac Spider-Man, Jefferson Davis. So basically, this guy's a good cop doing good cop stuff, solving crimes, totaling taxpayer-funded police vehicles, even earning a Medal of Honor. An event in which he couldn't quite pull off the Steve Rogers, but I digress. His wife and son, future Spider-Man, saw it all. And listen, Jeff's a good guy, but I just don't give a shit because there's no groundwork for Jeff's relationship with his son. The game is told from Peter's perspective, and Peter's probably like, this happens every year, dog. It would have been more impactful in a Miles Morales-centered game where you could have explored Miles' relationship with his dad. That didn't happen, though. It's a perfectly serviceable death, but not a very memorable one. It's me, the guy saying the words, listen, I realize we're reaching the top 4 in Uncle Ben deaths, and I realize that some of you may have a particular proclivity to which Uncle Ben death is associated with which number. It's okay. We're in the top 4. Uncle Ben's gonna die either way. They're all really good, interchangeable even. So just relax, and here's number 4.
New this morning, Uncle Ben's is revealing the name change of its rice brand to Ben's Original. Its parent company dropped the logo after it was criticized as a racial stereotype. Since the 1940s, the rice boxes have featured a white-haired black man, often with a bow tie. Critics have said the image evokes servitude.
But you can't do this to me. I'm Uncle Ben. I got so many nieces and nephews to take care of.
New packaging for Ben's Original will hit stores next year.
Number 3, Into the Spider-Verse, Uncle Aaron. This one is the most unique on the list in that Aaron is a fucking killer. And you know what happens when a regular Uncle Ben tries to tango. Uncle Aaron, aka the Prowler, a ruthless assassin for hire whose morals are probably non-existent, gave up a relationship with his brother to be a killer. Aaron's only connection to his family is his nephew Miles. When Aaron is ordered by the Kingpin to kill Spider-Man, he has him in his grip. Spider-Man takes off his mask, and it's Miles. He's got a choice: be a killer or save his nephew. He saves his nephew and pays the price. As he's dying, there's no great power, great responsibility. There's regret. I'm sorry.
I wanted you to look up to me.
His death wasn't just a tragedy for Spider-Man, but a character-defining moment for Uncle Aaron. A man who did bad things, but wished he'd done better. Number 2, No Way Home, Aunt May. This one was tough. Leading up to this movie, I didn't really have any strong feelings towards this Aunt May. She was purely a support character that didn't really challenge Peter or offer much wisdom compared to other Aunt Mays. And call me old-fashioned, but I prefer my Aunt Mays a little more old-fashioned. But in No Way Home, she really shines as a guiding force in Peter's life, insisting that Peter not only had a duty to send the villains home, but to save them, proving more heroic than actual hero Doctor Strange.
Sending them home? That's the best thing that we can do for them.
For them? Or for yourself? Look around you. This is what we do. We help people.
And when one of the people she's trying to save Green Goblins her.
Oh.
Despite the cost being her life, she still insists that they were doing the right thing.
It's not my responsibility, May.
Oh. What Norman said? My moral mission. No.
No,
Peter, you listen to me. You have a gift. You have power. And with great power, there must also come great responsibility.
Well done, Aunt May. You squeaked your way past Sally Field. Number 1, Spider-Man 2002. Listen, I didn't want to put this at number 1. It's too obvious, too nostalgic, and I want it to be contrarian, but after watching this, it's just number 1. It's so raw, so true to life. You got Peter pushing his way through a crowd of people trying to sneak a peek like rubberneckers after a car crash.
Excuse me.
He finally gets through and Uncle Ben is lying on the pavement, blood on his shirt, barely breathing. Peter asks what happened, and an officer says so matter-of-factly, so devoid of emotion.
Carjacker, he's been shot.
Just another day for everyone else. A lesser movie would have had Uncle Ben say something profound in his final moments, a last bit of wisdom. This movie has him, tears in his eyes, struggling to stay lucid, use his last bit of strength to say,
Peter.
It's really just an old man dying on the pavement. Senseless, remarkable in its unremarkableness. To add to that, one of the few good things Spider-Man 3 does is add a little extra context to his death.
I told your uncle all he wanted was the car.
What is it?
I need your car.
He said to me, why don't you just put down the gun and go home? I realize now he was just trying to help me.
This Uncle Ben wasn't trying to be heroic and wrestle the gun out of the thief's hands. He was trying to save him. Talk him out of making a terrible mistake. Like Aunt May and Uncle Aaron, his death is not just a tragedy for Peter, but a show of character for Uncle Ben. That's my list. What's your number 1? And I know it's Uncle Ben wise ass. You gotta say the movie. Leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching.